Good morning. Good morning. What wow. That's a great way to start this live stream. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? Good to see everybody here. Let me get a couple of things up and running. We are right at 9:30. Let's get all of our streams moving here, including the stream over to our friends in Discord. That's what I want to go live. Let's go live. All right, so we're streaming to the Xtrades Discord. We got YouTube up and going. Let me just post a quick. Oh gosh, forgot about these. Post a quick update here. Also gonna now realizing I've got to go get rid of all these things that got generated from our web app that just don't reflect accurately what the actual start time is. So anyway, stream up for some planning and all right. What's this in stock chat as well? All right. So let me get back to my friends over here in YouTube. What's up, folks? If you are here and you have joined this morning's pre-market session, please say hello. What's up, Deidre? Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. I'm sure Unknown Reviews is, if not here yet, lurking. Just hasn't let us know that they've joined. All right, so let's take a look at what the market is doing while we kind of allow folks to filter in, and then we'll get to some trade reviews and some trade planning. As always, if you guys have any questions you want me to touch on as we work through our live stream here this morning, please feel free to post those in the chat. More than happy to try to address those. Oh, okay, sweet. Yo. Somebody's, let's see, we'll call that a suspicious or spam account. Bye, yo. In your OnlyFans posts. Yeah, looks legit. Yo is no mo. Sorry, we had somebody posting some scandalous stuff in the Discord chat. All right, so yeah, good. Glad to hear you're doing well, Deidre. All right, so let's talk about what we're seeing here with the market, kind of definitely in full on rip your face off to the upside mode. I'm still keeping an eye on this supply zone. I mean, to me, it looks like, and I was just looking at this right before we started the, yeah, right, respect the hustle. I was just looking at this kind of area of some resistance that looks to be trying to flip to support here. So it looks like we're trying to build up a base somewhere around this, call it 53.64. You could even maybe give it a little bit more room. 53.63, somewhere in that range. It looks like we're trying to build a base to potentially push higher, to really kind of clear and confirm new all-time highs on ES. I mean, we have printed one. It just that we're clearly struggling a little bit up in this range, and I'm not seeing a lot convincing that says, okay, we're really getting ready for this next leg up here. So kind of keep that in mind. We are definitely a little bit overextended. I would also be very cautious about, kind of prematurely getting into any kind of a short position. If you want kind of maybe something to keep an eye on from an ES perspective, I'd say you could look at something like this, this small little kind of trend line that's sort of built up here. And we're seeing a little bit of a dip below it already. I mean, we do have some buying pressure continuing on, but I'm just kind of trying to look at some things that might be considered a break of structure or momentum here to see if maybe it would make sense to get into some shorts sooner rather than later. But again, yeah, there's not a lot here telling me it's time to go ahead and go short on the market. I'm not surprised that we're struggling a little bit. Obviously, breaking through all-time highs and getting enough buyers and enough volume to do that is always going to be a little bit of a challenge, and sometimes we have to find some more liquidity to get that momentum going again and to really ramp up and push through. But anyway, things are looking again quite bullish. I'd say if you want a real confirmed, okay, we could open up some downside below that. I'd say this 53.50 level, that would give up this current bullish momentum that we have. would push us back out and below this current supply zone that, again, I'm kind of sort of skeptically leaving in place. I mean, we did close a candle above it here on the 4-hour, but again, just wasn't really super convincing confirmed break in my opinion. We kind of hit this level up here, and this would definitely be an interesting one to watch with this clear double top here on the 4-hour. Definitely sort of a testing iffy level. But that 53.72.75 on ES, again, we're kind of looking at this through, not that you have to trade it with futures. This is very good information to pay attention to, and always a chart that I'm looking at alongside of SPY or SPX, whichever one you prefer to trade. So again, ES is a really great way to kind of just, I think, get clearer reads on things because it trades, pretty cleanly 23 hours a day versus, what SPY and SPX do. So anyway, again, below this 53.50, we could certainly see, I think, a move to the downside. I'll go ahead and put this level here in red. Over 53.72.75, we could see a upside open up. I could certainly see consolidation happening in this range as well, so we could find some scalping opportunities between these levels. Anyway, just some things to keep on watch with regards to the market in general. And what I'll do is I'll go ahead and just share this chart so you guys have the levels and everything. Yes, chart to look at as needed. If you want to save that as an image, check out the levels, put them on your chart, whatever you want to do with it. Set some alerts, most importantly, so you know if and when it's time to pay attention to this and get ready to do something actionable. All right, so let's get to some trade reviews. We'll circle back to our member selected tickers that we did over the weekend. Roku was the most voted ticker and really hasn't done much. We talked about this during the Tuesday live stream. Ran up, rejected this weekly level, has pulled back down, essentially has remained in kind of the chop, could be consolidation, not really expecting large upside moves inside of, or upside or downside moves, as long as Roku stays within this range, and that range being 59.38 and 56.32. This is our put entry. This is our call entry. Again, we did reject this weekly level pretty cleanly. Weekly levels are significant, but again, and I think a break over that could potentially bring an upside move and a large one, but I would say that, just based on looking at the chart, I felt like 59.38 was really the more, gives us better confirmation that upside is going to actually play out. So Roku's still kind of on the wait and see list, let's say. Kava, this has been an interesting one to watch. Ultimately, has dropped below our put entry level. Definitely gave us some confirmation and consolidated below that put entry level. Kind of a weak break back above the stop loss level here on Kava. And again, maybe I've got that stop loss slightly too aggressive because it did ultimately reject just slightly higher than that and is pushing down. Again, I also saw some articles posted recently about a lot of insider selling. That is a little bit interesting, but not necessarily indicative of a bearish outlook for Kava. A lot of times those insider sells are kind of required for financial or fiduciary reasons. So sometimes these insiders are literally, they have to sell. They don't really have a lot of other choice. So anyway, that being said, Kava is looking to pull back here, I think potentially down to PT1. Nice confluence with Neptune and the 200 SMA here on the hourly. So keep this on watch. And again, apologies if you got shook out on this move above the stop loss level. I possibly could conceivably see it having been a little bit higher, but again, we're in price discovery up here, so it's a little bit harder to gauge these levels as accurately as I would like to. I'll go back and take a look at this and see if there was something I missed that would have allowed us to spot that being maybe a little bit of a better spot to allow the trade enough room to work out. Chewy was also on the member selected tickers. Let's dig in. I don't need the 24-hour chart for that. Let's get in here. All right, so Chewy has pushed off of this weekly level down here at 2069. We did this for member selected tickers, so these plans were posted Sunday. It has really kind of just cruised to the upside, and now breaking above, testing this daily level up here at 2304. That was included on the chart, but not a key level for the plan in my opinion, and seems to be consolidating over 2253 here pre-market. So really kind of back testing that breakout of resistance to support. Um, we're trying to hold that 2253 here. That's our call entry level. I do like this as a potential entry, especially as long as we hold this 2253, 2232 range. If we're holding that going into the open today, I wouldn't be against going ahead and taking an entry on Chewy kind of early into the trading day. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time. Sometimes Chewy can be a slow mover. And then just play the plan as posted in the options watch list: 2359, 2469, and 2534. Your upside targets 2165. Your stop loss average down. Again, make sure you give yourself plenty of time on this. And does look pretty good for an entry near the open, in my opinion, as long as the market holds up and does go into some kind of major pullback mode off of some of that resistance we just talked about at the beginning of the live stream. All right, and then on Tuesday's live stream, so we did these plans here pre-market back here. QQQ was one of those that was requested by our friends on the YouTube stream. We saw QQQ get the breakout, run all the way up to price target 1, then come back and retest this area of bullishness. Now that we flipped it to support, that held, and then we got into the trading day, really kind of pre-market, ran all the way up to PT3. So could have definitely seen an opportunity here to not only get in and scale out some here at PT1, but get back in or get in for the first time if you missed this, because this was a pretty rapid move to the upside. I could certainly see not chasing this. Come back and consolidate here at 540, 341, and between that and the stop loss average down for the call side. So that becomes, again, an area of buying pressure, this being the call entry and the call stop loss from that plan. And literally just ran all the way up to PT3 going into the open yesterday, and is on to all new all-time highs here. So we'll have to go and do some more homework on QQQ to keep an eye on what levels we need to be watching as things march forward and try to push towards 500. All right, and then last but not least for our reviews, and then we'll get to some new trade planning here this morning. I see Deidre's dropped a couple in the mix, probably related to the bird flu that has jumped to humans down in Mexico. I'm guessing she's looking for, well, no, actually, Marathon's crypto miner, but Novavax might be related to that. I don't know why I was thinking of Moderna, probably when I read Mara. And I see Jim over in the Xtrades side of things on the Discord. Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Take a look at Disney. Sure, we can take a look at Disney. End phase, again, broke over, back tested our call entry level here. We did this one Tuesday morning pre-market. So again, we saw yesterday, nice break above. Again, that's probably a don't chase scenario. Wait for the back test or just no trade the plan. That can happen sometimes. Really hard pump to the upside, back test cleanly, right? Nice bounce. Let's zoom in on this. Right on our call entry level. Seems to be holding above that as support. Another one that could, as long as it holds, I'd say this bullish area, and really as long as it holds 129.94, now that Neptune's had a chance to kind of play out a little bit more. As long as 129.94 holds, I like this for potential upside to hit some of these upside price targets. So another one that could potentially give an entry near open, but again, I always urge caution getting in too early into the trading day, because there can be a lot of buying and selling that happens that can make things a little bit hard to gauge as far as direction for the day goes. All right, so let's get to some new trade plans for you folks. Deidre has Marathon and Novavax, and Jim for Disney. So let's start with one of Deidre's. Deidre, do you have one of those you want me to do more than the other? And Deidre's in the YouTube side of things. Jim's on the Discord side of things. I am trying to track both, but for those watching in Discord, please make sure that you migrate over to the YouTube channel. I'm going to, eventually stop tracking both of these chats. It's just a little bit much to stay on top of without missing stuff. So make sure that you are migrating over to the YouTube live streams. I did post the link to that in the main options chat this morning, as well as the main stock chat this morning. All right, so Deidre said Marathon first, Marathon Digital Holdings, crypto miner, crypto, definitely trying to go for that breakout big push. Everybody's had that, round 100K target on crypto for who knows how long. Maybe eventually we'll see it here pretty soon. But let's take a look at Marathon. Not one I do a whole lot. I actually, in the space of crypto miners, seem to, for whatever reason, focus on Riot and Hut a little bit more than Marathon. But I think all crypto miners are should be kind of on people's watch list at the moment. All right, just try to clean up this chart real quick. All right, perfect. That will kind of get us back to square one. Let's zoom out here, and I'm going to turn off my indicators temporarily just so I can take a look at my support and resistance levels. Whoops. Indicators, not drawings. Okay. So, let's take a look at this. This is an interesting level that has, I think, migrated from being a daily level to a weekly level. Definitely has a pretty steep looking uptrend going on here on the weekly. Right about there, 3 really nice clean touches. Also, it does seem to have a fairly clean downtrend here on the weekly. So we'll keep those on watch to kind of gauge where our entry might make sense. Anything else I'm noticing on the weekly here? Not a whole lot. See if we need to maybe clean up these trend lines a little bit. Yeah, we probably can clean them up a little bit here on the daily chart. It's probably slightly more accurate and should hold up nicely on the weekly. Same thing here. Yeah, that looks pretty clean. All right, anything else I'm seeing here on the daily chart? Let's also start to factor Neptune. I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing with the levels so far, having those trend lines in place. We are hitting into some selling pressure up there overhead on higher time frames. There we're seeing already things have flipped bullish from a Neptune perspective. Nice confluence down there at 1725, but we'd be way below that trend line that's been holding so far, so I'd be surprised if we slice through that if 1725 is what holds, but something interesting to keep on watch. All right, so I'm kind of liking an entry over this daily level that breaks a lot of things that look significant at this point. Over 2148. I think this rejection is that downtrend. I'm not sure. I'm not seeing a lot that's convincing me there's actually a support and resistance level here so far. There could be one, but it's not. I think that's more of a trend rejection than support and resistance is my point. But take a quick look at this. Sorry, let me find that level again. So yeah, it's a little bit higher. I mean, if there is a level there, and there might be. Whoops. Oh, gosh, darn it. Sorry. Sorry, folks. My bad. Did not mean to accidentally click my mouse there. There is a level here. It's an hourly level, and I don't think it's going to be super significant. It's still kind of like that 2270 target. And there is a level here. I will say that. I don't have it on my chart yet. It's a fairly small time frame level. Be an hourly. Let me see what our stop loss is going to look like. I don't think we're going to play this that tightly, though. Yeah, I think we've got a stop loss right around here, 2066. Oh, also noticing hourly that confluence with the breakout of the selling pressure here on Neptune. So I do really like that 2148 as a entry level. Break above that. Over that, I think we're shooting for 2270. Hey, what's up? Unknown Reviews. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. DocuSign, sure. I'll try to take a look at that. More enriched lash. Oh wow, check out that name. Might have to set you up for my wife. She likes to get all that stuff done. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I like this 2390. Make sure you give yourself plenty of time on these contracts. With Marathon here. This is also a very interesting level. I'm pretty sure it's going to be our third price target. Yeah. All right, so that's the upside of things. Downside of things. Where was that support on the 4-hour? It went pretty low, didn't it? Yeah, down. So we've got room. We did want to play an earlier entry like off a break of this trend line. Yeah, I like a break below this 1983 level. I think we share a stop loss with the upside trade plan. Price targets, there is a level right here I don't have yet on the hourly. Keeps it kind of tight on the risk to reward ratio, so this is definitely one where I would say start small. Looks like it's right at a 1-to-1 risk reward ratio, so ideally we want to focus on 2-to-1 trade plans, in my opinion. So the downside of this not looking as great. Upside's probably 1 point something to 1. But Marathon's going to just trade tightly until crypto really decides what it's going to do. So not too surprising there. Also another hourly level, and one that I think is also going to be a good second price target down there at 1826. And then ultimately, I'd be looking for a catch of that confluence with the 4-hour bullish flag here on Neptune at 1725. So that gives us our 3 downside targets. Let's talk through this real quick. Let me put my long short positions on the chart and share these with you guys for those following along in Discord or who are Xtrades members and have joined our Discord. Please go ahead and or I'll post these in the options watch list for those of you who are watching via YouTube and haven't joined our Discord yet. Please go ahead, if you look at the description for these FOMO live streams, there's a link to check out the there's an invite link from me to where you can go over and get signed up for a trial membership with Xtrades. So make sure you go take a look at that. Come join us, join the conversation, as they say in Discord. It's an excellent place to hone your craft as a trader and find some fantastic trade ideas, trade plans, alerts, whatever you want. We got it. Education, tons of that, including what we're doing here on these live streams. All right, so let's post this in a Marathon live stream plan that's shared with the YouTube stream. Very happy to hear that. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna go with Mo for short. More enriched lash brows and beauties is a lot to say, and beauty is a lot to say. It's a mouthful, so we're gonna go with Mo for short. All right, and let me post this in the like I said, the options watch list over in Xtrades Discord. So what do we look for here on Marathon Digital Holdings? We're looking for a break over 21. Oh, okay. No. You're perfect. Yep. Thank you. Tiana, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for your ticker request. We'll try to get to DocuSign here in a moment. Oh yeah, you guys were both in the same place. I guess I could have put 2 and 2 together, couldn't I? So what are we looking for here on Marathon Digital Holdings? We're looking for a break over 2148. That should give us targets at 2270, 2390, and 2518 with a stop loss average down at 2066. To the downside, we're looking for a break below 1983 with targets at 1899, 1826, and 1725 with a shared stop loss average down at 2066. That is your marathon trade plan. Go forth and get the greens. All right, let's see. We had next from Jim. Disney. Let's take a look at Disney. Yikes. Big pre-market dump there. Bear flag. Really clear bear flag, actually. We're going to want to keep an eye on that here on the hourly. Looks like this. Right, there's your flag pole. There's your flag. Let's take a look. It's been a while since I've looked at Disney, although it does seem to be playing through some old key trade plane levels. That's interesting. Let's just real quick clean up the chart. You guys know I like to always start there, so it's easier to stay on top of what we're looking at and looking for here. It's good enough. I can do these ones manually. All right. So let's take a look at ooh, wow, that's interesting. So most of you who have been following me for any length of time know one of my favorite moving averages that I just kind of stumbled upon actually by accident one day and have really kind of used religiously on every time frame ever since. 333 SMA, that's this red moving average right here. Nasty double top off that. 333 there. So anyway, just pointing that out. All right, let's see. Does seem to be trying to build a little bit of this uptrend here, despite the bear flag we just identified. That is interesting. All right, I think we're probably, let's fill in the blanks on the hourly. We'll start here. And that'll kind of expedite this process a little bit. All right, so we got this flag setting up. This is that weekly trend line. In fact, let me switch that to something that identifies it as a weekly trend. We'll also do this. That'll make it a little bit more apparent. All right, yeah, we're really barely, Disney is barely clinging on to that. I do have this bear flag setting up. All right, so where's the entry is my question. I am always accepting requests, Gata. I will try to get to JD. I don't know if we'll have time for it, but if we have time for it, I absolutely will. I've got a few requests stacked up at the moment and about 10 to 15 minutes left to get through as many as possible. Trying to expedite this Disney plan a little bit. Just not a lot of price action in this range, at least on smaller time frames after this big run up on that earnings report. It was only a matter of time before Disney started to make a comeback. It got so much intellectual property, it's ridiculous. Definitely a good long-term hold anytime it gets real beaten up like it was for a while there. Just trying to figure out if we've got a key level here or not. If we do, it's probably slightly higher, probably sits right about here. See how that stacks up with things back this way. Stacks up pretty well. So this could be a slightly aggressive entry. So I'm calling myself on this now. You'll be able to go back and watch me say I called it. I think the more solid and confirmed entry is below 164. It's probably not going to make a ton of difference on the options contracts, to tell you the truth. Well, that's a decent little chunk of change. I don't know. No, you know what? I'm gonna. It's kind of like when you're playing golf and you're like, do I go for the green or do I play smart and lay up and give myself an easy up and down? I'm gonna lay this one up. Sorry. Maybe I should be more aggressive, but the market's also kind of threatening a little bit of a pullback. That could be a drag on Disney. I would want to wait for a little bit more. What's up, Chris? Good morning to you, buddy. Yeah, thanks, Jim. I appreciate it. I mean, that's really kind of how I'm thinking, like, do I get aggressive and do I really go for it? Or, is it going to make that much of a difference overall? And maybe I don't put myself in a bad spot if I, you know, club up and swing easy versus versus trying to get overly aggressive and swing hard with a, smaller club and really take a run at, all kinds of examples we could go with. But I'm going to go with the more confirmed break below 164. So let's see what that does back on this earnings report, because there still is a big fair value gap to fill back here. Could take us down. I'm already looking at probably this 99.30, 99.26-ish level. Let's see if that's actually a level, though. A few resistance touches prior to that earnings report isn't really enough for us to, hang our hats on, I guess is probably the right way to say it. Like some confirmation that that's actually a support and resistance level. Seeing some signs. Yeah, there probably is something right at that level. So, first price target. Don't need it to be that big. There we go. All right, let's figure out our next targets. We should be good to go with this kind of pre-earnings run prior to that. Second target. Third target. It's kind of a tight PT2 and 3, but 97.47 could definitely hold. If that doesn't hold, if you want kind of an idea for a more aggressive, bigger third price target, I like this weekly level down here at 96.36. All right, let's see what we've got on the upside. Again, this one looking a bit bearish at the moment, so keep that in mind. Definitely an hourly level hanging out here. It's going to be interesting. Come on. I'd really want to see this 333 on the hourly totally out of the way. Neptune, even though it's moved lower, did show an alignment confluence with that key selling pressure. Although we could, you know what, we'll be invalidating that, significantly invalidating this bear flag at that point. We do have this trend line down here on the weekly that's still trying to hold up. I'm kind of talking through the cases for these different entry points in my out loud, so I've tried to suspend my inner monologue so you guys can at least hear what I'm thinking. And maybe it helps you look at these charts the same way, which is hopefully helpful. Not that I am, the perfect picture of what you should emulate as a trader, but all right, here's what I'm seeing, because it would invalidate that bear flag, would kind of probably constitute a hold of that weekly trend line. We are right at it or on it, so Disney could bounce from here. I'm gonna go with the aggressive approach here on this upside trade plan, even though I maybe shouldn't. But we're gonna have tight targets to the upside, so I'll kind of offset things a little bit. So 102.07, we're gonna share a stop loss average down with that the downside trade plan. First target is going to be 102.93. Second target up here at 103.55. Third target, I like this 104.08. So kind of tight price targets to the upside. But it's kind of got a lot of selling pressure and a lot of issues to deal with to the upside versus downside. Looks like it could bust wide open here, potentially. So just keep that all in mind. That is my approach to Disney at the moment. All right, so Here is trade plan. I sound a little less clear over here. Okay, sorry about that. Not sure why. If you guys ever have any audio or streaming issues or anything like that, let me know. I can always look at adjusting settings and YouTube, OBS, what have you. All right, so there's the Diz live stream trade plan there. Let's post it over in the watch list there. All right. So what do we? Oops. Forgot to tag everyone. Wait. So what are we looking for here on Disney? We are looking for a break below 164 to play for the downside. Below that, we're looking at targets at 99.26, 98.08, and then 97.47, with a stop loss average down at 101.51. To the upside, we're looking for a break above 102.07. That should give us targets at 102.93, 103.55, and 104.08. Share stop loss average down at 101.51 with the downside trade plan. That is Disney for you, folks. All right, what are the red and green lines? Red and green lines. Ty, could you red and green line? This red is the 333 SMA. This blue line is the 200 SMA. The rest of this, which are built into Neptune, but you could get those from any other, moving average indicator under the sun. The rest of this is all part of the more proprietary parts of NTS, which is a trading view indicator I've developed. So hopefully that answers your questions. If you have any others, Ty, feel free to ping another one into the chat. All right, Tiana asked in a couple of places for a look at DocuSign. Let's see if we can take a quick look at that. She went through the trouble of posting in both the Discord and the YouTube stream, so let's see if we can't put something together for her. Earnings coming up today after hours, so keep that in mind. This is an unknown reviews setup right here. Enphase was his other one though, and that's not an earnings play though. It looks like it's gonna play out to the upside. All right, let's see what we've got here on DocuSign. Let's look at this through some. Gosh, it's been a while, or maybe never. I thought I've done analysis on DocuSign before. Maybe not. I guess not. All right, so let's start from scratch here. Try to go as quickly as possible because we are running short on time, starting to run short on time at least. All right. Let's see. Yeah, I think it's sitting right about here. It's another decent weekly level there. Lots of tops right here. And some good support. Okay, that looks good. Not totally convinced on this one on the weekly. This might look better as a daily level. I'll keep an eye on that. That looks pretty decent. And we might need one more downside weekly level. Yeah, lots of support. A little tiny bit of resistance. Not a ton to work with on that level. This is interesting though. See how that stacks up in the current price action. Yeah, that's pretty close to what I was looking for actually. Okay, we do have something down here. That could be just support though. Yeah, not a lot of price data to work with, so another one that we'll kind of just keep on watch. Do we need any more upside weekly levels? I think we might. interesting couple of tests on this level so far. Not much else to work with, but, well, that's actually, I see kind of the bare minimum in there. Good enough. All right, I'll be surprised if we need anything over that. So we'll stick with these levels for now. Let's check out these placeholders real quick. Do those really get cleaned up or become any clearer, more clear? It's easier to say. In this daily chart. Yeah, I can see it. It's a little, got a lot of messy bounces and rejections, but there are some clean ones in the mix too. This one looks like it should be just maybe a little tiny bit higher, like right there. All right, so let's take a look at this from here, and I'm gonna kind of go in fast mode here, so bear with me. I'm not going to maybe talk through it quite as much. Some of these are going to be a little bit of sort of not getting total confirmation, but I think I've gotten pretty good at spotting these levels at this point, even if I don't have perfect confirmation. Yeah, right there. And I'll probably get a little quiet. The outer monologue will probably cease for a second here because I'm in like super concentration mode. Not a whole lot. I can really move in this range here between this daily and weekly level. There might be something sitting right about there. Not the cleanest daily level I've ever drawn. That's a nice rejection I didn't see though. Okay, cool. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's get these indicators back on now. See what those are showing us. Also seeing a pretty interesting looking downtrend forming there. Could be, never mind. I was gonna say could be. It's not confirmed yet. Trying to develop a little bit of an uptrend there, but that's not confirmed. So, grain of salt there. All right. Let's see. You know, with the exception of one bounce off this daily level here recently, it's really looking like a break below this 52.45 level. It's going to be the entry point for a downside move that I think takes us down to this weekly level. Below that, let's take a look at this on the hourly real quick. I need to see some more candles in that little move back here. That's kind of weird price action. Below that, thinking about 48.10. Yeah, 48.10, and then the next level down. So just 1, 2, 3 after we kind of skip over that one daily level. To the downside, stop loss average down right here at 55.13. To the upside, again, this is looking quite bearish, so it'll be a tight window to try to catch to the upside. Let me turn those indicators off real quick. I want to see what this, yeah, I think we've got an hourly level sitting right in here. Yeah, that would work as a pretty good target, I think. First price target. Second target going to be 58.73, this daily level. Third target, I think is going to be 60.73. Let's get a little bit more confirmation of that. Yeah, yep. Third target, 60.73. All right, and look at that, right at 15 minutes until market open. Right about when I like to wrap these things up. See if, yeah, no disagreement anywhere from Neptune really that I'm seeing on any of this. So kind of a large room to allow the downside to work out and small room to allow the upside to work out, but tighter price targets to the upside, bigger price targets, and bigger moves to the downside. So the risk reward is appropriate, even though this is going to look a little wonky, lopsided. And you could set a potentially tighter stop on this downside plan at 54.10. So I'll throw that out there, but I would give this time and room to work out. Just my 2 cents, but I'll throw this on the chart so you guys can have it. All right, that was pretty good. Let's kind of get this chart looking a little better, easier to read. Okay, here we go. All right. Of course it was on your list, unknown reviews. I just saw that. Unfortunately, Ty, I'm not going to have time for that. And gosh, who was it that asked? Yeah, Gata and JD with the JD request. Unfortunately, not going to have time for that either. If you want to, feel free to shoot me a DM, and I'll try to give you my input on any trades that we didn't get to during the stream today. Just shoot me a DM in our Discord. Like I said, I will do everything I can to try to give you guys some guidance and assistance on these tickers that I wasn't able to get to during the stream today. What's up, Fred? Good to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. Let me post this in the options watch list. All right. So let's talk through this docu live stream plan real quick. For the downside, which is definitely the way this one seems to be leaning. Also remember earnings after hours today, so be very careful. Try to establish free runners during the day today. Be very, 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 very cautious swinging anything overnight into that earnings report. But what are we looking for here on the downside? We're looking for a break below 52.45. That should give us price targets at 49.51, 48.10, and 46.77, with a liberal stop loss average down at 55.13. If you want to keep it a little tighter, 54.10. To the upside, we're looking for a break below. We're looking for a break above 56.60. That should give us targets at 58.82, 59.73, and 60.73, with a stop loss average down at 55.13. Don't make it any more liberal or give that plan any more room to work out to the upside. That keeps your risk reward in the right proportions, in my opinion. So with that being said, oh yeah, come join the Discord, brother. I didn't realize you weren't there. That's cool that we have somebody who's just totally joined here via YouTube. Well, feel free to spread the word. I mean, we'll continue to do these YouTube streams. I think they are incredibly helpful, and most of all, they're free. So come check these out. If they don't encourage you enough to come join the Xtrades Discord, I don't know what else I can do. There's like 10 of me in our Discord. Well, there's a few of me in our Discord. 10 is probably a high number. All willing to help and work on everything that you want us to work on for you. Actually, it's probably more than 10. I don't know the numbers, but there's a lot of really good analysts and top earners in our group, all willing to jump in and help you guys out and really kind of push you in the right direction. So please come check us out on Discord. Check out the Xtrades app. The link in the description of these live streams. Something like app.xtrades.net/invite/JGW spy plan or something like that. I don't know, but go click on that. Come check us out. Trials are free. As just to kind of do a couple of housekeeping things here, just a reminder, I am not going to be able to do live streams next Tuesday and Thursday. I do apologize, but really fantastic opportunity to go check out the US Open down in Pinehurst next week, so I'm going to take that. But we will be back the following week, so our next live stream after today is going to be Tuesday, June the 18th at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then we should be back to a pretty regular schedule from that point forward. So I do appreciate you guys joining me this morning. As we always say here on these Xtrades live streams, plan your trades and trade your plans. Go out there and get some green. For those of you who are in the Xtrades Discord, I will see you guys in the chats. For those of you who are just joining these via YouTube, I will see you guys week after next. I hope everybody does well. Go forth, execute these plans, put these levels on your charts, set your alerts, and stick to the plans. Above all else, don't let your bias or psychology get in the way of making money. All right, you guys have a fantastic day. Can't wait to see you guys week after next. Until then, take care. I will talk to you soon.